Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end for Yarnum FM. This is the end of the walkthrough. I am Marcus here with you today for one last episode. You can see I've jumped up a lot in level. 45 vit, 50 skill, still on like 20 endurance. I've been doing Chalice Dungeons. If you wait to do the Chalice Dungeons to the end, they're very boring. If you do them early, there's no reward really for doing them. But another problem, if you do them all at the end, then your character becomes too powerful for the end bosses. Now, I didn't do all of them. I actually quit doing Chalice Dungeons because I was just getting, I was going to get way too strong. Here we have the 1/3 of umbilical cords. We actually have 4 of them. They give you 4 throughout the playthrough, so in case you miss one somewhere, you can still get the real ending. But you only need to use 3. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and use all 4 because I'm superstitious as hell. I don't want anything to mess up, man. But you only have to use 3. It's not a big deal. And then we are going to refuse to submit our life to Gehrman. Poor Arcane character. Poor Bait. I think it was Bait that did that. Or maybe her name was Arcane. I can't remember. I call her Bait. I'm also going to go ahead and use this gold pendant because I think this is one of the items we can't take with us. I've been holding on to it for lore this whole time, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I could have used it a lot earlier and got a really kick-ass gem out of it, actually. Kept for generations within the church, strengthens attacks against those afflicted intensely by beasthood. When clerics began transforming into unspeakable beasts, the church needed something to retaliate with. And so that gem engraved with the adage of Lawrence, the adage of Willem, fear the old blood. And I am just gonna shut up and let the final battles talk for themselves. I did drag it out a little bit so you guys could see.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
boss battles, but we can escape with the Bold Hunter's Mark. And even if you die, it doesn't matter. You do get a chance to retry the battle, so it's no big deal. That's also the point where the endings branch. You do not face the moon presence if you have not used 3 umbilical cords. The doll still has the same dialogue. I cannot believe they didn't account for you talking to her after this, but...
Very well, Letton.
Or is that Gehrman?
Good hunter.
Doesn't seem to be Gehrman.
I sense the
It doesn't
ancient
seem to be
echoes.
Gehrman. I just don't think
They
they
course your veins.
accounted for that.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
In any case, you can go and stock up and resupply and get ready for this final boss battle. But if you did not use the 3 umbilical cords, then the moon presence just holds you, and then you end up taking Gehrman's place in the dream. You're being pushed around in the wheelchair by the doll. So that's not super great. But that's okay, we're about to take out this moon presence.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Childhood's beginning, and that begins a new game plus, and I know that's gonna like mind fuck a lot of people there. What the fuck just happened at the end? We became an infant great one. We ascended beyond our humanity. We had the Yarnum blood from the transfusion that we received at the beginning of the game. We collected the 3/3 of an umbilical cord, so we had the blood, and we also had the umbilical cord as well. You could say we lined our brain with eyeballs, who knows? But we became a great one, and we slew a nightmare at the end. We had the nightmare of Mensis. Turns out the hunter's dream, that's also a nightmare. Perhaps Gehrman's nightmare. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. The pale blood moon, the pale blood of the moon presence, perhaps. There's one more possible meaning for pale blood that I'll talk about in just a minute as we finish up this. The thing is, if you don't have the 3 umbilical cords, you actually take Gehrman's place in the dream. So your 3 options are either submit your life to Gehrman and let him send you to remove you from the dream Here's the Old Hunter badge. Crafted in Gehrman's time, has no practical purpose except perhaps to assist in romanticizing about the past. The badge was a special privilege for the hunters of the past and should not be dishonored. It should be left in peace unless one is truly prepared to assume the will of those who've gone before. The will of those who've gone before. This is something that we need to talk about, what a blood echo is. It's the echoing will of those who came before. I can't remember the Japanese translation right off the top of my head, but I think it's something like dying wish or something along those lines. So you are carrying the wishes of those who came before in your blood, and you're seeking to evolve with courage with the umbilical cord, and you actually become a great one. Now, then the game begins again. It's really weird. The New Game Pluses in Demon Souls and Dark Souls, the endings are left open enough that you can kind of understand how it restarts, but it's a little bit more interesting, or a little bit more difficult to figure out in this one. A lot of people are not going to be satisfied with the endings. Gotta be honest, I'm not 100% satisfied. I think they are fitting and appropriate, given the cosmic horror nature of the game. But at the same time, they do leave a lot unexplained. And I guess all we can do is hope for DLC for it, and of course, put together some lore speculations. I'm going to be working on that lore video for the next week and a half, and yeah, hopefully it'll help answer some questions about the game. But this doll... Now, if we choose to be cut off from this dream plane, then we just wake up under the sunrise. But if we take Gehrman, if we kill Gehrman but don't defeat the moon presence, then we take his place, and she's with us. And if we do defeat Gehrman and we do defeat the moon presence, then she starts taking care of us as an infinite great one, almost as if she's a mother figure. You guys might see where I'm going with this, but the Great Ones lose their child and then they seek a surrogate. What if the Great One that's here, I mean, the Moon Presence is a Great One, it's a nightmare, but what if the real Great One here is the doll? What if she was the one seeking a child? Here we can get some lore from the Burial Blade. Gehrman the First Hunter, a masterpiece that defined the entire array of weapons crafted at the workshop. Its blade is forged with saturite, which said to have fallen from the heavens. Gehrman surely saw the hunt as a dirge of farewell, wishing only that his prey might rest in peace, never again to awaken to another harrowing nightmare. Said to have fallen from the heavens. Also, the Blade of Mercy is also forged out of the same material. Perhaps this is how the Great Ones came to be on this, I'm going to call it Earth, on this planet in the first place. Did they fall from the heavens? Is this a hint? I don't think it's in there for no reason. It's also worth noting that those two weapons have arcane attack as well. Here we see Gehrman, the First Hunter, created before the workshop existed by making adjustments to everyday clothing, and later became the basis for all hunter's garb. The hunter's emphasis on engaging beasts with speed, and therefore on selecting lightweight attire, no doubt traces back to Gehrman's own combat style. He was the first hunter. He was the first hunter, and it's really interesting that the doll describes him as being unseen in this, unseen in the dreaming world. But if you really fucking think about it, we see him all the time in the hunter's dream. Where is he not seen? Well, in Yharnam, in reality, in the plane of reality, of actual existence. I don't know. That's really suspicious to me. Also note, this set doesn't have any gloves with it, but I might as well put these on. And actually, the sullied bandages have a little bit of lore. Awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Faint memory recalls blood ministration. Not long after, the nightmare began. Just a little bit of lore that we've had since the beginning of the game. But it's really curious about Gehrman. And it's really curious about the doll. And you really have to, like the Monumental and the Maiden in Black, there were lots of people doubting their motivations, including me. Let's see what the doll actually has to say for herself.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
She controls blood echoes, and look at this. She's got pale blood. She controls blood echoes. She's been telling us what to do. She changes us. Her blood is pale. And more to the point, she does not ever truly die. You can channel blood echoes and transform yourself, level up, even when she's dead. But she's never dead forever. She does not die permanently. You see the pale blood stuck on my hat there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of points that you could make to make the argument that she may in fact be a great one, and maybe the most important great one in the game.
This was once a safe haven for hunters, a work guild even.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be just a doll. Like, that's the thing. Like, she doesn't seem to... It's not like we're hallucinating this. And now, I know having more insight that kind of represents insanity from some respects is what causes her to come to life. But the thing is, even in the ending where we end up in reality, we see her praying in the dream. And another thing, too, if Gehrman's the host of the dream, there she is, back to life. But the dream continues without Gehrman.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, honorable, and you will twimble. Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose.
She almost sounded surprised.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Did you speak with Gehrman? I mean, at this point, what is the waking world? Which one is reality? Like, you're really left pondering what is the dream and what isn't the dream. And he's unseen in the dreaming world. Is he unseen to her? We see him all the time. He serves to advise the hunters, such is his purpose. I know we're leaving with more questions than answers, but such is Bloodborne. I mean, that's just how it is, guys. I am Marcus. I will work on that lore video. I hope it can help answer some questions and help you figure out your own interpretations, but so long from Yarnum FM.